Be your authentic self. If you're a person that tries to think,
So are you married or single?
I'm very happily married.
So what do you think women expect from men today?
Hopefully,
I don't know about women in general, but my woman don't expect anything. No, just love.
Just love.
Just love, that's fine.
Is that what you expect from me?
Yeah.
What do you mean by love?
Um,
Are you married or single, sir?
I'm married,
For how long have you been married?
3 years.
What have you learned in marriage in the last 3 years? One question for you, sir, if you don't mind.
Sure.
What is the hardest part about being a man?
for my generation, I'd probably want to say being able to adjust with the way society looks at different aspects of, for example, being tolerant towards different choices of religion, different ethnicities, different sexual orientations. Probably a lot of people that'll watch this will think, well, you know, it's pretty simple, just move with the times. But for some people, they find to adapt to new ways of being when they've lived a life that has been one way throughout the whole time they've been. So for me, I don't believe I have that issue. I'm very accepting, and I love experiencing the way life presents itself at any given time. However, as I said, I just think that sometimes it might be difficult, and I'm talking from my generational perspective, being able to adapt to the way life is evolving. I think if we can learn to adapt with what the new generational changes are, it makes things a bit simple moving forward.
That's good. Do you think men are speaking up enough today?
Oh, well, I'd say that depends on the way your psyche is in regards to what we've just discussed. If you're very adaptable to how things are in the present state, I feel you're more inclined or more willing to say what you think. But if you have maybe a different perspective on what is happening at the moment, you feel as though you need to be reserved in case what you do say is in many ways taken out of context, or at the end of the day, there's an old saying, it's not what you say, it's how someone receives it. And if someone receives it in a way that perhaps isn't politically correct or in alignment with what they believe, it can be quite derisive, and I suppose it's very subjective, isn't it?
Do you think that is why men are not speaking up enough, not to be misunderstood or something like that?
I think so in some respects, not all respects, but in some respects, yeah, absolutely. I mean, society now, as we've just discussed, has changed so much, and I think in many respects for the better. However, I mean, just because society has a different viewpoint on a certain aspect of life, it doesn't mean that the individual will always agree with that. And that makes it difficult for someone that maybe is caught in that chasm to speak up about. They feel as though if they do, they'll be perceived as being one of the many things that now we've got catchphrases for: racist, a bigot, sexist, all these other labels that are out there. And look, in cases, they're deserved for people that are intolerant and don't have a way of trying to accept that there's change. However, people have their own belief system. I can't tell you what to think, can I? Just as you can't tell me what to. However, if we try to meet in the middle and try to accept that life does change, maybe we're on the path to better things.
Also, advice to young men out there struggling and not speaking up.
Be yourself. Be your authentic self, even though that might not always be accepted by all. Be your authentic self. If you're a person that tries...
So are you married or single?
I'm very happily married.
So what do you think women expect from men today?
Hopefully that they hope that men perhaps treat them with respect, try to understand that we're all different, understand that, men and women obviously have many different aspects to their being. However, I suppose, I could turn that question around and say, I hope as a man, a woman will respect me as well. Respect goes both ways in life. All these idealisms about, men, in this case, men should respect this and men should respect this and men should respect that. Yeah, that's all well and good, but it needs to be a two-way street. There's got to be a respect from women that men, we're different, and hopefully we can meet halfway and accept that we're different and move on together. If we don't, we're still going to have this age-old problem that, there's derisiveness between the sexes. There shouldn't need to be. There's understanding on both ends. Even if we don't agree, we can agree to disagree, move forward. With my wife in particular, I respect her immensely as a human being, not as a woman. Woman comes into it, but I respect her as a human being. So I would hope that, and I know that she respects me, but in other unions, whether they be male to female, male to male, female to female, first and foremost, you need to respect someone as a human being and then maybe work from there.
Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. I've got one question for you. The question is, what's the hardest part about being a man?
That's a hard question. There's nothing hard.
There's nothing hard.
Nothing hard.
Do you think men are speaking up enough today?
Probably not. No, no. More people should speak to each other and reach out more. Yeah, that's it.
What do you think women expect generally from men?
I don't know about women in general, but my woman don't expect anything. No, just love.
Just love.
Just love. That's fine.
Is that what you expect from me?
Yeah.
What do you mean by love?
Just showing appreciation, I guess.
How do you expect him to show appreciation for you to love him more?
Oh God. I don't know. Just being there for me, I guess.
Just say been there for her.
Yeah.
Will you always be there for her?
Yeah, always, always.
Nice one, bro. Nice to meet you. For you, if you don't mind. Yeah, I asked men questions about real conversations about life and identity, and the question is, what is the hardest part about being a man today?
Oh, that's a complicated question. So I think it's not complicated being a man. Maybe it's worse being a woman because still there's a lot of differences. But there are several moments in the life that it's complicated related to dealing with women, especially because of what is going on about feminism. Don't get it wrong, I'm a feminist, but it's reaching in several points to certain places that I think is too much. And maybe dealing with this, it's been complicated for us.
Do you think men are speaking up enough today?
What do you mean with speaking up?
The rate of suicide among men is increasing and men are dying in silence. Do you think we are speaking up enough?
I think not. We have to speak a little bit up, but always respecting the rest of the people.
What is the hardest part having a woman?
Well, I will say it's not hard. It's when you have a relationship, because I think it's what you mean, you have to deal with your partner to reach to a point where both are together and walking in the same direction.
Are you married or single, sir?
I'm married,
For how long have you been married?
3 years.
What have you learned in marriage in the last 3 years?
That relationships are complicated. And there are moments that you are full of happiness, sometimes not so happy, but with work of both, we can reach to a point.
What would be your advice to singles out there, young men who are not married?
Look for the love, look for someone that loves to you back, and don't pay attention about the physics, because physics are passing with the time. When you get old, you lose your beauty. What you have to look, it's a personality that fits with you.
Thank you very much for your time. I really
pleasure.
appreciate it.